Very good morning. Today we will discuss on extrusion process. Some overview of extrusion process. Actually, different type of extrusion process are there. Direct extrusion process, indirect extrusion process, uh, hot extrusion process, cold extrusion process. Even according to the alignment of the movement, there will be another two type of extrusion process, that is horizontal and vertical extrusion. So different type of extrusion process. We will discuss on different type of extrusion process and force required to extrude the material. Okay, so means how we calculate the forces required to extrude the material. Actually, all these forming processes are plastic deformation process. So there is an involvement of force, and force is required to deform the material. Okay. So this is just a pictorial view. So from this view, I think you can understand that the extrusion process is so extrusion process is nothing but a extrude the material. Means the process a plastic deformation process by which the material is extrude. Extrude means it get elongated or means the terminology of extrusion or extrude means just मटेरियल को अगर फोर्स देकर मैं उसको इलोंगेट करूँगा और we can means, hold the material and then pull it so the material will elongate. So like this. So this is a factorial view. So in this case, the RAM will move here, and this is actually the billet material. Billet means this is actually initial shape of the material. Then if you apply force from this direction, so what will happen? This billet material will extrude, and according to the shape of this die, the extruded part will get the desired shape. Okay. So this is actually the back view, means the just opposite view of this arrangement. So after extrusion from this hole, this is actually extruded part. Okay, and
सर
according, yes,
सर
yes,
वो प्लास्टिक की बॉटल्स रहती है वो भी एक्सट्रूड होती हैं क्या? प्लास्टिक बॉटल्स जो बनाते हैं
plastic,
वो प्रोसेस को भी एक्सट्रूड
plastic bottle, making of plastic bottle is one type of extrusion process. So, मेनली प्लास्टिक
जी
के एक्सट्रूशन प्रोसेस में नहीं बन ये किया जाता है, वो कास्टिंग प्रोसेस से किया जाता है। ठीक है, प्लास्टिक का तो इसमें एक मटेरियल का फ्लोएबिलिटी भी जरूरत है, फ्लोएबिलिटी एंड स्ट्रेंथ। ठीक है, तो अगर फ्लोएबिलिटी एंड स्ट्रेंथ ज्यादा
जी
नहीं
सर
रहेगा तो उस बीच में टूट जाएगा। ठीक है, तो मेनली जो रॉड, जो सिलेंड्रिकल रॉड अदर इन स्टील और aluminum or copper, whatever, means all the rods, even in tube form, means hollow cylindrical form, rod in hollow cylindrical form. So these are actually all of these rod are made by from a extrusion process. ठीक है, मैं बताऊंगा जो डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट कैसे एक्सट्रूशन प्रोसेस में किया जाता है। Even not only rod in cylindrical parts, you can get a different size, different shape of the product. Means even even gear can be generated from a extrusion process also. I cross section bar, L cross section bar. So all these are possible by extrusion process. Okay. So, introduction. So, extrusion process is nothing but a plastic deformation process. Uh, in this case, in this plastic deformation, what happened? This is the billet material. So, suppose this is the billet material or raw material. So, this raw material is forced by a uh, this raw material is forced. Okay, forced by a piston type. Okay, and and then what will happen, the material will come out, and this is actually called the die. So according to the shape of the die, the material means the extruded part will get the desired shape. Means so what type of, if it is in cylindrical, then the extruded part will be in cylindrical. Okay. So this is actually plunger. So this plunger, with the help of a plunger, the material is pressed. Okay, and this billet material will go out from this die cavity. This from this die. Okay. So from this extrusion process, you can make a product like this in the hollow cylindrical type. Even thin wall cylindrical, thin wall hollow cylindrical can be manufactured by this extrusion process also. Okay, understand? So, so the extrusion process is nothing but a plastic deformation process in which the material, this billet material, will get pressurized or pressured, uh, and this pressure means the pressure is applied with the help of a plumber, and due to the due to a huge pressure within this material will flow, okay, along this direction, and this material, this is actually the desired product. Uh, just a minute. So, are you visual my screen, and are you audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm telling about the extrusion process. So this is nothing but a extrusion process. I think clear to all. Now, in extrusion process, the metal will flow. How the metal will flow? So, in extrusion process, so what happen? You just apply the pressure or force to the billet material, and then the material will flow like this. So, just see here. So, in this region, the metal does not flow in this region. Okay, the metal will flowing just in between in this region. So, and the how the metal will flow? Metal flow like this. Metal are flowing like this. So the grain structure, the grain structure. Uh, what will be the grain structure after deformation? So the grain structure will be just like a elongated type. Okay, the grain will elongate, and the material does not flow in this region, means this region, and this region the material will flow, and this plunger will just completely touch here. So this is actually uh, not recommended. So this zone actually called the dead zone. This zone is called the dead zone. Means in this zone the material does not flow. Okay. So just see this view. This is actually microstructural view. So this is actually flow lines. The material will flow like this. Okay. So material will flow like this, and in this zone the material does not flow, and this zone is actually called the dead zone. Okay. So see this. If the grain structure like in the previous the grain structure like this, just I am displaying in one grain structure. So after deformation, this grain structure will elongate. Okay, so mean the extruded part have a elongated grain structure along the direction of the extrusion. Okay, now different type of extrusion process. So there are different type of extrusion process. Just see the first this first image. So in this case, what happened? This is the ram or plunger, whatever you call. So this plunger will move in this direction. Okay, that means uh, this is the ingot or billet, whatever you call. This is actually raw material. So after so this ram will move in this direction, and the extruded material will come out from this die. So this is actually die, means upper part, and this is the lower part of the die. So this material will come out from the die along this direction. Okay, so this is just in which direction are you applying, means traveling the ramp or applying the force? The material will extrude out from the die in the same direction. Okay, uh, and in this case, in the second figure, this is the ramp, and so this one is the ramp. Okay, this is the upper part of the ramp, and this is the lower part of the ramp. So in this case, you are applying the force in this direction, but the material, extruded material, will come out from the die in this direction. Okay, so this is just the direction is opposite, and say applying force by this ramp, the direction of applying force, and the extruded material come out from the die is just opposite. Okay, just see this. This is the animated view of the of this figure. So if you applying a force here, so just if you are applying a force, just arrow sign, just see this arrow sign applying a force, and this is the material, billet material or ingot, whatever you call, and by applying this material, the material will come out like this. Okay, in this direction, the material will come out. So this is the blue color is actually the ram. So you are applying the ram, uh, and the red color is the extruded part. Okay. And another type of extrusion process, this is actually this is the material showing in yellow color. Okay. And showing in yellow color. So this is actually hot condition, hot material. And in the similar in this similar to the first figure, so you are applying the ram in this direction, and the material will extrude out like this, a thin cylinder type. Okay, just see here, this is actually a thin cylinder type. Okay, thin cylinder type. So the extrusion process maybe according to the direction of the applying force, uh, and the extruded part come out to the extruded part. So according to the process, so this classification may be classified according to the process and according to the condition, means either it is in hot or cold. So by direction, it is called direct or forward extrusion. So this is the direct extrusion type, first one, and another is indirect or backward extrusion. So in this case, the ramp is the direction of the movement of the ramp is just opposite to the direction of the extruded part coming out from the die. Okay. And another is by the operating temperature. So if the operating temperature is above the recrystallization, then it is a hot extrusion process. And if the operating temperature, means the temperature of the billet if it is in below the recrystallization temperature, then it is called the cold um, extrusion process. Okay. And by the equipment, means if the equipment means extrusion process are carried out just horizontally or vertically. So according to the arrangement of the equipment, it is of two types. One is horizontal extrusion and another is vertical extrusion. Okay. So now what extrusion process? So hot extrusion means the extrusion process is carried out at a high temperature, means above the recrystallization temperature. So in the previous class, I have told the recrystallization temperature means just zero point 0.5 to 0.75 uh, 75 heat of the melting temperature of the material. Okay, so this extrusion process is done above the recrystallization temperature, approximately 50 to 75% of the melting point of the metals. Okay, and the most commonly used extrusion process is the hot extrusion process. Means all the extrusion process are actually carried out in a hot condition, above the recrystallization temperature, because due to the hot condition of the material, the flowability of the material will be more easier. So that's why it is carried out at a hot condition, means above the recrystallization temperature. Okay, and due to high temperature, the pressure, there is a need of uh, temperature and pressure, there is a need of good lubrication. Okay, and oil and graphite work at a lower temperature, whereas a high temperature glass powder is used. So just remember this. This is the hot extrusion process is done at a high temperature, means above the recrystallization temperature, and as this process is carried out above the recrystallization temperature, so required force is less compared to the cold extrusion process. Okay, and the lubrication and another parameters are whatever, means in this case the lubrication is easier. Okay. So the advantages of extrusion process for the metal and alloy that do not have sufficient ductility at room temperature, so those material can be extruded by this hot extrusion process. Okay, so means like aluminum. Aluminum is a very high ductile material, so aluminum can be extruded at room temperature by applying a sufficient force. But the steel is not very good ductile material. Ductile material, but a very good, not a very good like copper and aluminum. Okay, and even cast iron is also a very not a good ductile material. So all these material who are those materials are not a very good ductile. So by this hot extrusion process, those material can be extruded. Okay, because at the recrystallization temperature, grain growth are occurs and the material flowability increases. Okay, when means ductility will increase. Means material ductility of the material increase with the increase of the temperature. And above the recrystallization temperature, the ductility of the material increases more. Okay, and another advantage is reduces force, means less force is required compared to the cold extrusion process. Okay, because in this case the flowability is more, and because uh, at the high temperature, in the previous lecture I have told in several times that at the high temperature the movement of dislocations will get easier, and not only movement, the dislocation, and like edge dislocation can climb, or screw dislocation can cross slip from one plane to another plane. So, okay, so that's why at about the recrystallization temperature, the deformability of the material get uh, easier, means easily can deform. So less force or less force is required at hot extrusion process. Increases die wear. Okay, so and another is preheated billet will develop an abrasive oxide film that affects the material flow pattern unless it is heated in an inert atmosphere furnace. Dye materials often steel, sometimes coated with zirconia to extend the life. Means to avoid the wear due to the high temperature of the billet material, there is chances of high wear. So to avoid this high wear, sometimes the dye are protected with the zirconia to extend the life of the dye. Okay, and sometimes glass powder. Uh, Glass is often used as a lubricant. Now the cold extrusion process. So this is the extrusion process. I am in the first animated picture. So just to see this, this is the direct extrusion process. So according to the shape of the die, the extruded part gets the desired uh, shape, like a rectangular cross section uh, bar. Okay, and coal extrusion process obviously carried out at below the recrystallization temperature. Okay, so coal extrusion is done at room temperature or near room temperature, but means either at room temperature or more than room temperature, but below the recrystallization temperature. So, even at up to zero point 0.3, means 30% of the melting temperature. And the advantages of this process, about the hot extrusion process, are the lack of the oxidation. So in case of hot extrusion process, there may be chances of oxidation. Means the surface of the hot material can be get oxidized. But in cold extrusion process, there is no chance of getting oxidation. Okay, and in this case, the closure tolerance means the desired size of the product can be extruded. Okay, because in this case there is no chances of getting shrinkage. Okay, and the hot material Means in the case of hot extrusion process, there is a chances of getting shrinkage. But in this case, there is no chances of getting shrinkage. So close tolerance can be extruded, and better surface finish can be extruded. Means as there is actually no chances of oxidation, so better surface finish can be extruded by this cold extrusion process. Materials that are commonly cold extruded include means those materials are very ductile like aluminum, copper, zirconium. So all these material can be cold extruded. Some example of products that can be cold extruded like collapsible tubes, fire extinguisher cases, shock absorber cylinders, and gear blanks. So all these products can be extruded by this cold extrusion process. Okay. Some advantages of cold extrusion process. In this case, no oxidation takes place. And good mechanical property due to severe cold working as long as the temperature created are below the registration temperature. Means, in this case, the temperature, so working temperature are always below the recrystallization temperature. So so in this case, there is no chances of uh, grain means grain growth and means new generation of grain creation and grain growth. Okay, so the mechanical properties in the cold working process uh, uh, remains unchanged, and sometimes means these mechanical properties of the extruded part can be controlled. Means according to the direction of the extrusion, the mechanical properties means will be can be controlled. Good surface finish with the use of proper lubricant, and lubricant between the die and the workpiece or billet. So by applying a good lubricant to minimize the friction between billet and the die, you can get the very good surface finish of the extruded part. So these type of means a very good surface finish like this. This type of surface finish can be extruded by this cold extrusion process because there is no chances of oxidation. Even even sometimes what happen at a high temperature means above the recrystallization temperature means in case of hot condition there is a chances of getting stick of the uh, surfaces of the hard material, and there is a superior dimension control means close tolerance can be obtained by this cold extrusion process. So like this, these are also the extruded product. So like in this case of gear hobbing, so you can the close tolerance can be possible. Okay, improved strength properties. Actually, these are actually nothing but a cold working process. In cold working process, so what happened? The material get strain hardened. Okay, so in material engineering subject, I've told that if the material is strained like this, so what happens? The material get strain hardened. Okay, strain hardened means how much you are elongate it according to that the material get strain hardened. Okay, but strain hardened means the material get more hardened, so the strength will increase and but the ductility will lose. Okay, so as the cold working process is nothing but a cold working process. So uh, from this the product from this cold extrusion process will improve the strength of the extruded product. Okay, understand. Now some disadvantages also are there. In this case, the probability of the material is less compared to the hot extrusion process, so higher force is required to deform the material. Okay, and heavier and more powerful equipment is required because as the higher force is required to deform the material, so more powerful equipment is required to apply the more force. So less ductility available. Why less ductility available? Less ductility means the ductility of the extruded part is less. Getting means less because uh, uh, as the process means the material get mm, uh, work hardened. So what happened? The material, the ductility of the material get reduced. Okay. So work hardening means that if you are applying a force and then unload this force and again if you apply the force from here, then in the next time what happens, the strength will increase, but the ductility of the material will reduce too. Okay, so that's why less the ductility of the less ductility available. Okay, metal surface must be clean and scale free. So before the extrusion process, the surface of the metal should be clean. Otherwise, the dust particle may be uh, included within the extruded part. Okay, strain ironing occurs that I have told, uh, and this strain ironing can be minimized by immediate annealing process. Okay, so annealing is actually nothing but one type of heat treatment process. So by this annealing process, the uh, strain hardened extruded part can be, means this strain hardening of the extruded part can be minimized. Imparted directional properties may be determined, means and may produce undesirable residual stress. So residual stress means as these are the cold working process, so strain hardening occurs, and strain hardening means there is a chances of stress, means some stress remains within the material. So these remaining stresses within the material is called the residual stress. Okay, and due to this residual stress, actually the material get uh, hardened. So there may be chances of undesirable residual stress. And to minimize this undesirable residual stress, you can uh, anneal the extruded product. So after annealing extruded part, this residual stress can be minimized. Okay, so both not only residual stress, another is strain hardening also can be minimized by the annealing process. Okay, now extrusion equipment. There is another process. So process means most extrusions are made with a hydraulic process. This can be classified based on the direction and of travel of the ram. And another is horizontal process, and this is of two types, horizontal and vertical. So this is the type of horizontal extrusion process. Means in this case, the machine is kept in the floor in a way that the actually the extruded part will move along the horizontal direction. Okay. So this is the extruded part. So this extruded part will move along the horizontal direction. Even the ram, in case of vertical. In this case, the extrusion direction is vertical oil. Okay, in this direction, vertical direction. Okay, and extrusion dies. So this extrusion dies depends on the die design and the die material. And so this die, the material of the die should be more high strength, and the die design also depends on the extrusion process, means the angle of the die. So I will tell how they will affect. Okay, and another is tools. So these are the main three parts. Means the process in which direction the extrusion will occur, either in horizontal or vertical, and extrusion dies, die design and die material, and the tools, other tools. So extrusion die design. This die design is the part of the efficient extrusion production. Means according to the design of the die, the extruded part will get uh, the uh, shape, means the shape of the extrusion part will get from the shape of the dies, and the design, means the angle of the die also depend on this extrusion process. So that's why this die design is called actually heart of the extrusion process. Okay, and so this die design mainly totally depends on the depends the extrusion process. Dies must withstand the considerable amount of stress, thermal shocks, and oxidation. Okay, because it obviously it should be a more strength to sustain the stress, because the more force or pressure, whatever you told, so more force and pressure are required to extrude the material. And in case of hot extrusion process, there is involvement of thermal shock. So this would be a more ability to sustain the thermal shocks and oxidation, because the billet or ingot, in case of hot extrusion process, they are in very hot conditions, so there will be chances of oxidation. So this die should be a more oxidation resistance. Okay, so the die design consideration, first of all, wall thickness. So different wall thickness in one section should be avoided. Means bearing of wall thickness is actually avoided, and simple shape. So actually simple shapes are always recommended. The more simple shapes, the more cost effective. Means the extrusion process will be more cost effective. So simple shapes are always recommended, but according to the requirement, you can change the shapes. Okay, but it is always recommended to uh, maintain a wall thickness, means constant wall thickness. Okay, symmetrical, more accurate, sharp or rounded corner, means actually die are so like this. Okay, so this corner could be rounded to flow the material. Okay, properly. This corner should be rounded. Okay, tolerance are added to allow some directional or industrial standards. Means according to the industrial standards, some tolerances are allowed, and these tolerances actually according to the material uh, depending on the conductivity, means the thermal compression of the material. Means in case of a hot extrusion process, there is chances of getting sinkage. So in this case, you have to give a tolerance, and there is actually a standard. Okay. Now this is actually a typical arrangement of a extrusion tooling. So this actually called the die head. So in between die in between the die head, there is actually booster, and this is actually a die holder. So within this die holder, this color, this die are hold, and this is actually the material. Okay, just I'm saying that. So this is actually maybe of three types. Either in it is in part hole type disc, or spider die, sorry, part hole type die, or spider die, or freeze die. So just to look it, so in case of part hole type die, so this is actually the die, and this die will uh, hold in here. Okay, and this is the arrangement. This is the actually arrangement of these dies and the chamber. Okay, this means holding device of the die. Okay, and here uh, so according to the shape of this hole, the extruded part will come out. Okay, so and this is actually like a shape of a spider type. So this is actually called the size is called the spider die. This is a bridge die. Okay, so now another is the die material. So these die material should be made from a very high alloy tool steel or ceramic, means having a very high strength. Okay, and sometimes the heat treatment, nitriding heat treatments, heat treatments actually nitriding heat treatments heat treated to the material, nitride to the material, and by this nitriding heat treatment, the material will increase its hardness. Okay, and this improves the actually die life of the die, and avoiding the unscheduled shutdown. If the die life will increase, then there will be not chances of getting the shutdown of the shutdown of the so means nitriding is one most means important heat treatment process. By this nitriding heat treatment process, the dye material means the strength of the dye material will increase. So just see this figure. This is the graph for nitriding. Okay, so this is the graph for nitriding. So in this case, and along this the y-axis, the along the y-axis actually has a hardness value. So this curve has a means top one, and then the next curve. This is actually for the carburizing process, carburizing of steel. So nitriding the steel will get the more hardness. Okay, and wall thickness as small as possible, and as 0.5 millimeter for the flat dies, and the 0.7 millimeter for the hollow dies can be made from the aluminum extrusion. for the aluminum extrusion, the wall thickness should be as small as possible, and for a flat die it should be 0.5, and for a hollow die it should be 0.7 for aluminum extrusion process. Now direct and indirect extrusion process. So direct extrusion process means uh, so in this case the Tangar or the ramp will move in this direction, and the extruded part will come out in the same direction, like I have told in the earlier. And in the indirect extrusion, I have told in the previous actually, so not need to explain again. In the indirect case, you are applying the force just opposite direction to the movement of the extrusion part. Um, uh, this is the direction of the extruded part coming out from the die, and this is actually direction of the movement of the ramp. Okay, not need to explain again. So now, so in comparison, means in comparison to direct, indirect, and hydrostatic extrusion, I will tell the hydrostatic extrusion. Just, so this is actually hydrostatic extrusion. Okay, so in hydrostatic extrusion, uh, it is the same, similar to the direct extrusion process. So the billet in the container is surrounded with a fluid media, is also called a hydrostatic media. So means in this case a, uh, the fluid is kept here, and by this fluid actually applying a pressure to the work, and actually there is a fluid, so there is a equal uh, the force the applied force are equal everywhere. Okay, as the pressure is applied through via this fluid. Okay, so the pressure are equal throughout the material. Okay, so just see here. So this is actually the liquid, and this is the billet. So before the billet, there is a liquid media between the billet and the ram. Okay, and you are applying the force pressure to the billet through this liquid media. Okay, so this is actually just a hydrostatic extrusion. Means you are not applying the direct force to the material through this ramp. You are applying the force via this fluid media. Okay, understand? So just to see this animated view. So this is the ramp, and in the middle portion, this is actually liquid media. So in between ramp and billet, there is liquid media, and so the applying pressure is via this liquid media, and this actually is the via liquid media. So there is a chances of equal pressure distribution. Okay, so so in this case, so if you plot a force versus ramp displacement, so just the blue color line is for the extrusion process, hydrostatic extrusion process. So for all the cases, first the force is increase increases mm, rapidly. Okay, so first the force required to extrude the material, or extrude the material means the ramp displacement. So if you display the ramp, means if you move the ramp, then more and more force is required, and this force actually increases fast rapidly, and reaches a peak point and then again decrease. Means this is actually saturation condition. Means after means this amount of constant force is required to extrude the material. Okay, means after displacing the or after moving the ramp to this amount, then the constant force is required to extrude the material. But in case of hydrostatic extrusion process, the less force is required compared to the direct extrusion process, even compared to indirect extrusion process. And in case of direct extrusion process, the most force is required among the two direct, indirect, and hydrostatic extrusion process. Understand? So there is some mathematical terminology. So one is extrusion ratio. So extrusion ratio means nothing but a uh, ratio between the cross-sectional area. So this is just a initial cross-sectional area divided by ratio of the initial cross-sectional area A naught of the billet to the final cross-sectional area of the extruded part. So this is actually extrusion ratio. R is equal to A naught divided by A R, means original divided by final. Okay, and the fractional reduction area. So fractional means this is fractional reduction area is denoted by R, and this R is nothing but a 1 minus R. Means 1 minus R. Okay, this is actually fractional reduction area, and R actually R is nothing but A naught minus AF. Okay, and the velocity of the extruded product is nothing but a ram velocity multiplied R. Okay, this R value means the ratio extrusion ratio. So extrusion ratio is will be more, means extrusion ratio more means uh, F will be lower. So R is the extrusion ratio. Okay, R is nothing but a naught divided by F. So R will be more when F will be less, less, and A naught will be more. Okay, this A naught will be more, sorry, less, and this A naught will be more. So means more reduction in cross sectional area. So if in this case actually A naught is actually A naught is constant. So A naught is constant. So you cannot increase this. This is actually constant. So so R is more means AF is less, means more cross sectional reduction can be possible. Okay. So this is so more are possible in case of more ductile material like aluminium. Okay. So more is possible for aluminium. Okay. Yeah, your next class is next
सर
class
राजकिशोर सर का है।
राजकिशोर सर की है।
जी सर।
Uh,
सर अब टाइम से नहीं जाएंगे तो वो गुस्सा करेंगे फिर।
okay. Okay. Then thank you. Next part में बताऊंगा।
थैंक यू सर।
ओके सर। थैंक यू सर।
Okay.